Even though the roster of characters we got have a lot of wastes of our ever-fleeting oxygen, I'm looking at you, Esperoba, they still pull more heavy work than the card trader, who for my money is actually the Zodiac killer. It's uncanny if you ask me. Now look, since I've done this series last, we've gotten more characters, more levels to pre-existing characters, and by extension more free-to-play value from the digital parasite on our wallets. Again, not all these cards are world beaters, just the best we got from our cast. So no particular order, the best character level up cards part 6. And also, it's been pointed out to me, I don't plug my Discord enough, and yeah, so check out the Eagle Nest if you're looking for a welcoming community to discuss the game with. And I'm a lot more active there too. Anyway. Bronxstone is one of those characters that make me wonder, why didn't we stop at 5Ds? I mean, I'm glad we didn't, and don't get me wrong, the man looks like a good time. Catch him at the tailgate for an absolute riot. But, am I trusting him to fight Zone on a flying motorcycle in a card game that decides the fate of humanity? Yeah, nah. But I like wind-ups. It takes a lot of heavy lifting to do combos for 30 minutes and end on nothing. But this isn't about those Hasbro wannabes. This is about Iron Draw. Normal spell that exists at 2 copies in the game, you get them both by leveling up Bronk to 38 and 40, and it is the truth in machine-centric decks. If you control exactly 2 machine effect monsters, you can draw 2 cards. For the rest of the turn after you use it, you can only special summon once. So what's nice about this card is you can set up your end board to meet its requirements, or have it 1 special summon away, and then you just get a free +1. All the benefits of any other draw cards, ups consistency, puts you ahead in card advantage, yada yada. It's been particularly successful in its short Duel Links life so far in Gimmick Puppet and Earth Machine that fulfill its setup, but it's also great in Crystron that almost always end on its required board state. Admittedly, it's waiting for the right things to optimize it fully, as its board state requirement is still a little clunky, and even a deck like the aforementioned Gimmick Puppets would prefer trade-in at this point. But it does make Bronk worth leveling up. It could be 6 weeks or 6 months from now, but you might find yourself wanting some Iron Draw. It seems to me that Fire and Ice Hand missed their chance to do anything in Duel Links. Probably wouldn't have been the case if Konami wasn't too scared to give us more than 1 Fire Hand until it was too late. But unlike Bronk, I do trust G-Rog in a 1v1 for the fate of humanity, because he could just squish you. Guarantee you Zone takes the time machine right back to his destroyed reality to avoid that smoke. And the hand cards are still fine. When Fire Hand is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can target and destroy a monster they control, and then it floats into Ice Hand from the deck. Ice Hand does the same thing, except it targets and destroys a spell and trap your opponent controls, and then it floats into Fire Hand. Neither of them have hard ones per turns, so you could hypothetically cycle through 6 of them and hypothetically destroy a board of 3 monsters and 3 spells and traps, giving them quite a bit of stall potential, which is sacrilege to Konami, of course. There's other hand cards that can help them facilitate some rank 4s and just have a little bit more of a purpose, but often these cards will need some sort of engine. Invoker works since Fire Hand can be a Purgatrio material, and Ice Hand for Cocytus should we ever get him back, which at this point we definitely should. But they can also be used with Yuma's Order of Chaos since they got the whole level 4 thing going on. And G-Rog is a man whose respect is better earned than neglected. So level up your man to get some hands to throw with. You get Ice Hand at level 3, 16, and 25, and Fire Hand at level 14, 38, and 40. Again, the higher levels because they were scared of the card. Also, did anyone ever play Superstar Saga? You know, the Mario and Luigi, they get the fire and thunder hands. Yeah, it makes me think of that. I have mixed feelings on Quentin, man. On the surface, he extrudes that energy I'm trying to be a part of, but sometimes he just says the most jabroni shit imaginable. It's fine because I love Star Wars and I love this spaceship, man. Kozmo Dark Destroyer is the boss monster of Kozmo, and it's not just a title this time, it's strong as hell. In fact, probably the strongest card I'm talking about today. So it can't be targeted by opponent's effects. Yeah, if it's normal or special summon, you can target and destroy one monster your opponent controls. But Ghost, this level 8, it's not easy to summon. Sight? Kozmo's whole gimmick is having the low-level pilots jump into the high-level ships, meaning that you can special summon them from the hand, all on quick effects. This allows Dark Destroyer to be summoned on your opponent's turn to destroy their monsters, and then just exist as an untargetable unit that's immune to Book, Compulse, Offering, Interdimensional Lizards. It doesn't matter. If you target, you ain't touching this clean paint job. But even if you do, my man floats, which is another motif of the ships in the Kozmo archetype. If it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish it from the grave to special summon a level 7 or lower Kozmo from your deck. It's an effect that you can proc yourself with something like Kozmojo for a non-target banish on top of that, and further solidifies what Kozmos are good at, which is basically can't touch this. Kozmo is an excellent deck and just got even better with Kozmo Towns Unlimited, and is surprisingly affordable, especially if you go for my main man Shiva's build that cuts the entire extra deck and tells Tin Can to go kick himself down the road. This build focuses on the free-to-play Wicked Witch to proc Sealed Tombs and uses the free-to-play Ankamu Fritos as a one-card engine. Shiva is the man, and hey, he's got a YouTube channel too. You should all go subscribe to it, or else. But Dark Destroyer being the best monster they got in free to play is super nice. Is Quentin level 18, 30, and 38. Now there's this weird infatuation in the Duel Links community when it comes to this guy, Trey. And I get it, man, this is the homie. How you doing? Everyone likes this guy. And even though Chronomaly is often on the receiving end of jokes, I mean, I participated, I'm guilty of the slander too, but look, this is still a frontman archetype that earns the thumbs up emoji from me. And Magella Globe is a good card. I mean, it's fine. A little redundant for Chronomaly, but hey, you know, they got something. You can tribute it on the field to special summon a Chronomaly from your deck, except another globe. It's a great consistency and starting effect. It's just, they kind of already got a lot of that. Usually you'll be summoning Tusper Rocket that you can then dump Nebra Disc in the graveyard from, which can then special summon itself, and under the skill gives you any Chronomaly Exceed monster with those two on the field. The thing is, Tuspa can do this on his own normal summon and can be searched by Crystal Skull. I mean, Chronomaly is naturally consistent, it just lacks power and protection outside of their boss Vimana. That being said, I still run Globe and think it's a great starter. Maybe just unnecessary and again redundant in a 20 card build. But he has a graveyard effect too. You can banish a Chronomaly card from your grave to add it back to your hand except the turn it's sent there. Again, that's nice. Now, I probably inhale more copium for a Chronomaly than most, but for my money, it's still a decent deck. And get yourself a priceless antique by getting Trey to level 38 and 40. At least do it for the man's style. I mean, that's an efforted wardrobe. My man takes the whole morning to look this clean. Galaxy Eyes may not be my thing, and I'll level with you, a big part of it is me not really liking Kite. I know I'm gonna get in trouble for this. This is the main man for a lot of you. But his whole hair situation, it just, it's like in a spandex jumpsuit and this attitude he's got. And you know, okay, look, it's fine, because Galaxy Brave is easily my favorite card in the entire archetype. It's giving me Power Ranger vibes, you know, if they didn't suck. Man's looking like skin and bones on the surface with those nothing stats, but that sword he's carrying around is actually Samehada from Naruto. You see, I know some shit sometimes, because he's taken all the dragon chakra for himself. If he's in your hand, you can reveal a photon monster, then special summon Brave, and he copies the revealed monster's level. Then when he's summoned, you can target a galaxy monster in your grave, and Brave will copy its attack and defense. So copying the deck's front man puts him at 3k, but there's even more potential in terms of making him a beat stick. But more often, my man is just a free special summon for extra deck plays, and is currently seeing a lot of success in the unsung photon decks that are going around. Listen, this deck is very good. It's just overshadowed by that other deck that came out this month. Look, I'll make this quick. You lot saw how much I ripped into Eternal Bond, so just imagine the same frustration just multiplied by 100. That's how I feel about Tachyon. Anyway, Galaxy Brave is an excellent combo piece for Photon and looks to be a mainstay of the deck going forward, as Kite Tenjo level 38 and 40. Ah, Ghost, you're only doing the new levels for the Zexal characters. Ah, yes, Sight is Ghost Gal time. I got no issues with my girl, even if I've expressed some lukewarm disdain for Altergeist, really, it's fine. And Altergeist Multifaker is one of the money makers for my sister from another mister. I'll fucking stop, dude, I'm sorry. If you activate a trap card, which... look at you, then you can special summon Multifaker from your hand. If it's special summoned, you can special summon another Altergeist monster from your deck, except another Multifaker. Locks you into the archetype and it's a hard once per turn. And more often than not, you're summoning Silk, which I've described as being a compulse on legs, cause that's what it does. Giving Altergeist further disruption on the opponent's turn, and it's spaced out. Like, you could disrupt with Canadia and then summon Multifaker from its effect, and then summon Silk, who then has the board state it needs to be a compulse. And boom, you have an additional disruption built off of your first disruption. And this is what makes Altergeist fun! No, but really, I was a little too harsh on it. I see the appeal, but I also see the complete lack of appeal. It just depends on what's going on. However, it is certainly a competent deck that is, yeah, affordable. It just sucks that Marionetta is sitting way back in Witch's Sorcery with no reprint, even if I like that box. But Multifaker being essential for the deck and free to play is quite nice. You can get it from Ghost Gal levels 10 and 18. It only exists at 2 copies in the game. So that's gonna do it for this video. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.